Hello and welcome back to another AI June video where we are back with Crusader Kings III, and I'm going to be doing some narration of just highlights of our playthrough as Bjorn Ironside. I'm a fan of the Vikings TV show, thought it was really cool, and then saw that those characters are actually in this game. So of course we're going to start right off, and wouldn't you be surprised, we're already in a war. So we're just going to join forces with someone located on the other side of the map that I can't even reach. So right away when I started seeing this, I was like, okay, cool. It's a war. We seem to be pretty evenly matched. I don't mind. My ally that I'm teaming up with has the majority of the soldiers. Where are they located anyway? Oh, way over there. Okay. I guess I'm not getting involved at all, because I'm not taking my soldiers anywhere near that. But I'll still accept and be a part of the war. Because my lands are over here. They're all the way in the corner. But yeah, that's what it was. I already went through and I kind of did the whole beginning process, picking where I'm going. It's all diplomatic, which is what his perks focus in. Unlike the last playthrough where it wasn't a diplomatic ruler, he was more into, I think it was subterfuge, something like that with the money. This one we just decided to go political, which is what they are, and lean into that. So let's skip ahead to the next thing. In here what happens next? Social manipulation. As one of our members of our console has been challenging me. So I was like, well, I'm a Viking. I'm Bjorn Ironside. I mean, I would clearly threaten this person with violence. And that's the choice I decided to go with, was to threaten them with violence. And apparently that didn't work out too well. I guess we're not as scary in this game as we are in the TV show. Anytime an alliance becomes available, I negotiate alliances. I make all the alliances that I possibly can. Especially in a Viking scenario, I just feel like I'm gonna need friends, and we're doing diplomatic, so making friends is a good thing. That's happening. Next up, one of our neighbors happens to get sacked, and we get a little thing on here where we can curse the Finnish, who are the ones who came over here and sacked them, or we can also pay a weregrid for the loss that they got from being sacked. I wasn't too sure on what to do. Wasn't sure if this is somebody I'm going to wind up getting into a fight with later on, or what I can possibly even do in this type of situation. I just wanted to pick what would be the better outcome of who likes me and who doesn't really like me. That guy doesn't really care much for me, as opposed to this one who's like right there, is my neighbor, could very well become a part of my little kingdom. So all I did is I just paid him the gold for his loss instead, and moved on. He was more fond of me. I just lost some gold out of it, which is not a big deal because I can gain it right back. And hey, since my army just so happens to be available, how about we just hunt these people down and take them out? That's also a little added benefit that we could do, because they are considered an enemy, and they're ransacking around my kingdom. Let's go teach them a lesson. And here we are. We catch them off guard. We outnumber them vastly, and just as easily take them out. And oh, look at this. Look at this spiteful axe. As it turns out, Petty King Athels is talking crap about me, and just, you know, being a real pain in the dick. So what we wind up doing is creating a poem, because we're Vikings, and apparently we're known for creating poems that we spread all throughout his kingdom. And we're thinking, you know, hey, this will work out. What's the worst that could happen? Well, guess what? We find out what could happen. It's not the worst, because that's a 3% chance, but we did get the 42% chance where everyone just laughed at my poem. And that was pretty much it. I was trying to discredit this man And instead my poem gets rejected. Nobody likes Viking poems. And we go on, you know, that poem becomes a laughing stock, but they don't know it was written by me. We just move on we'll continue with violence instead. And we win. We got the raid loot that they wound up taking. So the money that we paid to them, we just got back again. Boom. How do you like that? We go ahead and get a couple more alliances that we negotiate with these children rulers, who of course accept me because I'm great. And what's this? Oh, we get a letter from Jarl Dag, who would like to exchange letters going back and forth. Open up a little conversation, maybe build a budding friendship that could last a lifetime. So, of course, we're going to start exchanging letters with Dag. I'm all for it. And what's the first thing that I'm going to bring up as a subject between me and Jarl Dag? Well, we're rulers. You know, why don't we talk about trade routes? That seems like a ruler thing to talk about. I don't know which one's a good one and which one's a bad one. You get about a 50-50 chance in this case. So I was like, all right, trade routes, let's go. And guess what? Trade routes, wrong thing to talk about. Jarl Dag gets upset at me. He misjudged me, and now his opinion of me has become negative. What the hell, Jarl Dag? And hey, here's something cool. I get the diplomatic trait, and as I do that, this happens. Call for confederation. So I'm not really sure what this was all about, but I can make a confederation where a bunch of Norris men can get together and, you know, become a confederacy, become a group, become a superpower in Norlands, or wherever we're at currently. I'm not 100% sure. I'm terrible at being a historian on this right now. I was just trying to go with the flow of whatever happens with the game. I had no focus in doing anything at all. And then this pops up. So I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. We'll go for it. I'm scrolling through. I have 5 years to complete a certain amount of tasks. And it cost an amount. And I was like, do I have enough? I do. And then right after that, rallying the tribes. This is just the little scenario that's telling me that this is what we're going to do. We're going to rally the Viking tribes of Norway. And we're going to become a very strong group. Which we do. Oh, do we ever become the strongest group? Doing this confederation thing was awesome. So many things happen. You're about to see it. And here it is, just to start in the Norse Confederation. I get four groups to join me. 4 rulers to be a part of the Norse Confederation. None of them Bjorn Ironside's brothers. All of them are just kind of like spread out doing something else. But you know what? I call these men my brothers. That's right. My brother. My noble protector. That's what it says on there. As more and more decide to join us. It starts as 4, but it grows. Oh, it gets so big to the point where I wasn't sure who I could attack near me. You can see right there in the purple Norse Confederation. Like, that's all of us right there. And it starts to extend. And then death happens. A curse undone. That one king that we tried to spread the poem about, he's dead. He died. This is the man who threw Ragna into a snake pit and has been a thorn in my side. Guess what? He's gone. And stress is lifted off me. Because of his death, I no longer have any stress. Isn't that great? He passes away, and we're good. Everything's fine. It's just good news is happening all the time here. It started off kind of rough, but you know, we're doing great. We're doing real great. And then what's this? Another 5 rulers are ready to join our confederation? Absolutely. I'm sending invites out to all of them. Anyone who wants to join this confederation can. We're putting them all in. Let's go. Let's be the largest confederation on here. Let's let no one be able to mess with us. But then, tragedy strikes as I have marital recommendations or recriminations. As it turns out, my concubine and my wife are not getting along. Don't you hate when that happens? As it turns out, my wife is saying my concubine has been saying some pretty bad stuff about her. And I'm like, well, I don't really know how to handle this. Wife's not giving out any kids. Concubine is the one who's going to continue to give me kids. So, what do I do here? Let me think about the choices that I should make. And then I realized that my wife plays much more of a pivotal role in my group than the concubine does. So I come up with the choice of, being on my wife's side, and we exile the concubine. So no childbearing from me from the concubine, unfortunately. That's, I guess, the downside. I called her out on her bullshit, too. I said, are you doing this? And she was like, yeah, I am. I'm doing this. So I was like, no, we can't have that drama in here. You're a concubine, know your place. You're just supposed to bear children. I don't need you two engaging in conversations. So let's get you out of here because you're trouble. That's how we roll out here in Viking land. Now, outside of that, we also have 3 new alliances that we can have with other earls out there. Bam, join an alliance. And another alliance. This is outside of the large group, our confederates that we have going on. I'm just forming alliances. I'm just being real social. I'm trying to gather up as many people as possible, and then I don't know what I'm going to do from there. I'm just going to get them all together, and we're all going to look at each other and be like, now what? And I'm just going to shrug my shoulders. And then tragedy strikes as my brother, Sigrid, Snake in the Eye, has passed away from illness. He got sick, and he died, and it stresses my character out. Death in family is not good. And then right after that, I get sick. What is this? Is this my time to go? Is this where Bjorn winds up dying from sickness? Lucky for me, I have someone who's just moderately good at their job and may be able to help me. So we go and we select the choice that's, do just what is necessary and no more. Because if I tried to get him to do something more, it could wind up being worse for me. So let's just do what's necessary. Let's see what happens. And what happens is that I'm cured. I'm no longer ill. He chased a cat around and brought it to me charred and was expecting praise, but the cat tasted so bad we just stayed quiet and tried to huff down that charred cat, and it healed me. I don't know science behind it, but this guy did it. I'm cured now. Alright, so we weren't fully cured. Now we're cured. We lost the ill status. We are back. We are feeling like our old self. And the ill status, or trait, is gone. Everything is wonderful. Everything is great. There's nothing to worry about. And then here it comes. Here comes something to worry about. Because my family is quarreling, as you got the granddaughter being upset at her grandmother, and I thought this would be a perfect time for me to just not get involved whatsoever and instead just let them hash it out with one another. I have nothing to do with this. I just got done being sick. I had to eat a charred cat. I'm not trying to get involved in anything else. So we'll let the two of them sort out whatever their quarrels are, because I don't want to get between any of this. So I started looking around at my neighbors, and as it turns out, just across the ocean there in Finland, they're not a part of our coalition, and they're pretty weak, so I declare war on them. I'm gonna start taking their land. He came over here and he raided a part of my group. Well, guess what? I'm gonna go over there and I'm just gonna take your portions of your lands. is what I'm going to do. So we're selling to Finland for war. And then as we're going to war, what's this? A romance. A declaration of love. I go to get into bed and find a little scroll letter from this person saying that they love me. And I'm thinking, well, you know, what's another child before I pass? That ought to be fun. Give me another heir. Let's go for it. I just lost a concubine not that long ago. So we'll do it. I'll reply back and we'll see where this takes us. And here we are, the raid begins. And guess what? In their territory is another army that's attacking them as well. So they're being attacked on two sides, which is great because I can go over here. They're not even going to bother coming to try and stop me. As if they could anyways. They're weak. And what's this? Someone has reached out to me to form an alliance. Absolutely, we're going to form an alliance. I'm forming as many alliances as possible. And then what's this? A call to war? They want me to go with all of these allies to go against this one enemy. I'm like, sure. Why not? We'll accept it. We've already got our soldiers out here. I'm trying to take over a thing. We'll go. I didn't even check to see where the enemy was. Or are my allies. I just said, fine. War, I'm in. And here we go. The time has come. I have captured the land I set out to get. I'm 55% on the war score. I tried to do my demands to get them to surrender. They didn't want to do it. So I said, alright, fine. You don't want to do it? Fine. Okay, that's fine. I'll just go over there. And I see someone else is already conquering your capital. So why don't I go over there and help? And then as I'm on my way, I realize, oh, I'm actually going there to fight the army that's fighting them. And I might not win. So let's not do that. Let's make a U-turn. And then I'm just going to go fight this place, the other land that you have. And then this happens. Loyalty or fear. And this is all about my vassals, on whether or not they will love me and have unwavering loyalty, or if they will learn to fear me and will follow me because they are terrified of me. I say that I'm going to win their love and loyalty because I'm awesome and I have great diplomatic skills and I was just confident, so that's why I picked that. And oh, look at this. Here's a small portion of their army that I'm just charging right towards. They're not running or anything. That's the last thing that they have. And they just have their army standing right there. Their other capital got taken by that army. We get into a fight. They lose. I get 100% demand. I win. I now take over that land. It's the only land that they have now since the other army took their other land. Just land. Gonna say it more times. And now we enforce our demands. And essentially the demands are just like, you give me this. This is my land now. What you gonna do? And they do nothing. I was thinking about taking one of their people captive. I have no idea what to do with them, except for maybe ransom them back. I'm not 100% what prisoners are really good for. You can leave something in the comment section below. But it's victory. We win. As it turns out, loyalty towards me in Finland, not that great. And so this group joins me, but they hate me. Which, you know, you win some, you lose some. And here we go shortly after conquering Is It Love? Our love story progresses where they can be my soulmate. Something winds up happening to where I go onto a hunt and like fall off my horse and almost get trampled by a steer. But no, she comes to my rescue and she takes down the steer with an arrow between the eyes. And I guess that's just how you fall in love in Viking land. And that's what it is. I let them know that I could be their soulmate, and that's just how things progressed. I had a choice to just give them a kiss and be like, I'm not your soulmate, but, you know, you like me, so I'm just going to lead you on a bit. We know how that is. And here it is, the wild hunt, the thing I was talking about. I fall off my horse, I almost get trampled by a steer, and she saves me by shooting an arrow between the eyes of a steer. And then we have a roll in the hay, as the kids say. And, yeah, great times. That was our little romance section. And now we go back to being a warlord, and we accept alliances that we are receiving from younger little rulers who just want to just randomly throw out alliances all willy-nilly. And I'm more than happy to be like, yeah, I'm friends of the people, unless you're Finnish. I'm clearly not a friend of yours, but you started it, and we're even because I have a portion of your land. That's how this roll is going. So that war joined, I finally decided, hey, I should probably take a look at it, see where they are at, and oh, they're all the way over there, huh? It's a lot of land against that enemy. Well, I'm not going over there. I'm pretty sure they'll be fine without me. I don't need to go over there. Apparently, I'm also a part of a peasant uprising. I have no idea where the peasants are. There's nothing in red. I don't see any red troops anywhere, or what I'm supposed to be attacking. But I'm just involved in these things, and my army is just at the ready, just in case something goes down. And there we have it. The peasant uprising has been quenched. We have quenched our thirst on a peasant uprising, and I take all the credit for it, and just all the glory, and I didn't even really participate in it. And then we have this. This is happening now. We had someone who gave us a compliment, and we were just like, oh, you silver-tongued devil, you. And we accept it. And then guess what? Our love story continues as a bastard is born. I now have a daughter who is a bastard because I did not marry the woman, my soulmate, who rescued me by shooting a stag between the eyes with an arrow after I fell off my horse. I don't know if I've told you about that or not, but that was, how I found my soulmate. And then I have a choice. Am I going to keep it secret, or will I shout it to the world, hey, I have a bastard? We're keeping that under wraps. My wife doesn't know about that, and I don't really want her to find out that I found my soulmate, so that happened. And the child of my dynasty, as someone else within my dynasty, has had a child as well, and then I get to be the person who names them. Of course, the name's already written in there, and I was like, Grunhilda, that sounds great. That sounds like a strong Viking name. That's what they'll be named then. But oh no, this emotional roller coaster isn't over, as my brother, Oob, has died. I think this is Ubert. Earl Oob has passed away and has caused my character stress. There's a lot of stress my character's going through, and it's terrible. I need to do something about that. Hopefully something comes along that can deal with getting rid of all this stress. And it was that foreshadowing I just did, but guess what? We're getting invited to a party, and I am absolutely gonna be going to that party. Sure, I'm a part of a war, but whatever. We're going partying. I have to pick a caravan master. All of the people in my group are terrible caravan masters, so it really didn't matter who I picked. They're all terrible for the job. I decided to go with this guy. And then, of course, had to pick my traveling options. There's danger afoot on the way to the party, so I must be prepared. And the danger that we're facing is that there's war, some bandits possibly over there. So we gotta hire ourselves mercenaries, which is exactly what we do. And then I was like, well, what else do we have to deal with? What are the other dangers? As it turns out, we're traveling through a forest, and forests can be dangerous. So we hire ourselves a forest guide. And the danger isn't that bad anymore. And I'm just checking to see who's with us. Guess what? Floki, one of my knights, is with us. And we're good. We're ready to set sail. Well, not sail. We're going on foot, on caravan. We're ready to ride and go to a feast. A fresh start. We need this. We need to lose some stress. So we hire ourselves a forest guide and a mercenaries, and we're off. We'll see what the feast is going to be like. And great news on the way to the party. Apparently that war I'm a part of, they win. I can disband my army. So I do that. And we arrive at the feast just in time. War has ended. Army disbanded. My character, Bjorn, does not look like he's looking forward to this at all. He's just got his fist against his cheek, just like, "Meh, I'm here. Let's get this over with." There you go. Now he's in higher spirits. Things are looking better. We're just going through the little like loading line of enjoying it, and here comes some stuff. A warm welcome. We get a nice welcome from a person who comes and just cheers us up, and we talk to him, and we feel great. It just, puts us in a good mood. And then something else happens. Oh, what is this? What could this possibly be? We talk with somebody. I don't know, it doesn't show the picture on there. I can't really see the name too well. And everything's just delightful. We're eating, we're drinking, we're having a great time. The food here is fantastic. So guess what? It's delightful. Stress gets lowered. This is wonderful. This is why we're here. We're here to get this stress lowered. Here we go. Here's one of our people who are in our confederacy. One of our early members. His name's right there. I can't read it from here. Ragnas, I think is what his name is. And we get to have a great time. And guess what? We become closer. And I'm proud to say this man is my friend. There we go. We made a friend. I haven't done that in this game, but we did it. And here's another member of our confederacy. I just realized that this is probably who a lot of the party attendees are members of the confederacy. We start having a chat. Things are going great. I say this is such a good evening. And what do we get out of it? Well, we get closer to that person. He doesn't quite become my friend, but we're getting there. We just want to call anyone our friend willy-nilly like that. Everything's good. We're having a great feast. Cheers are being made. And then I get to pick what I want from here. And there's losing a lot of stress or losing a bit of stress, but yet getting some people with common traits that I have I can get bonus points with them, and they can have a more positive opinion of me. They can go up by 20 points, and I will lose 17 stress. And I was like, well, what's the better option to choose from this? How much stress does my character have? Where can I find all of that? So I had to pull myself up. And I had to go over and figure out where stress is located. I don't see a tab there, and there it is, stress levels. I have 47 out of 200 stress. And we just lost a bunch. So I was like, God, this guy was really stressed out. Honestly, 17's not that much. It's not going to bring him to 0. But if I do this, we're getting to 0 and stress be gone. And that's what we did. We have plenty of time to get people to like us, which they will. We're amazing. And here's the host right here. It's time to go. We're giving our weapons back. We're getting ready to have the journey on home, but we're not leaving without saying goodbye. We don't do that. We don't just leave and not say goodbye. We're just going to appreciate this and take the time to appreciate it. And can't wait till the next one happens. Really looking forward to it. Guess what? More lowered stress. We also gained something else, and I'm not really sure what that is. I'm not a professional at this game. Surprise, surprise. I know you're all shocked to hear this 28 minutes into this video. And I wonder. I'm an eager reverer. I'm just wondering when the next party's going to be. I had a great time. You see him? He clapped his hands. He smiled. This was wonderful. Everyone's got drinks in their hands. All right, we're done. We're getting out of here. My stress is at 0. I paused it for reasons, and now we're moving on. We're going to go back home. I don't know how this day can get any better. And as I'm trying to set up a marriage for my son, oh no, on the way home, I get sick again. Oh, this is terrible. Lucky for me, my physician's nearby, and we got to keep going on. I know I'm sick, but the only option we have is just to keep getting home. Once I get home, we can get this treated, and everything will be fine. Until then, I need to find a wife for my son. So let's do that. Let's try and find and pick somebody. We've made it back. Everything's fine. Okay, we have nothing to worry about. Well, I spoke too soon, as I wasn't able to find anybody suitable for my son, and my mother died. Got that stress all back again. I mean, how could this get any worse? I'll tell you how, by me dying. That's right, Bjorn Ironside has died at the ripe old age of 51 from being ill. Went out the same way Siegfried's snake in the eye went, and from this point I can choose a new dynasty, or I can continue as Earl Eckner, which I guess not a whole lot of people like. Or not Earl, Jarl Eggner, Erkner. I don't know. That might be Eric the Red. I'm not 100% sure who that is. I'm not a historian. I do know there was an Eric fellow who took over in the Viking show. I'm not really sure how true the show is to what's going on in this video game to know any historical facts and compare the two. But there you go. That's how it got worse. My character died. But hey, I finished a dynasty with a character. Maybe now I can start creating my own, and it'll be a little more interesting to see me fumble my way through this game. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little narration of what happened, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.